For classic matches, just like the World Cup videos, why not go to patreon.com/drunkredhead. Hello and welcome once again to another edition of Drunk Redhead Kinda Live, where I bring you all the things that Drunk Redhead loves. Football, wrestling, games, music in no particular order. News first. I'm switching this to a monthly thing instead of every 2 or 3 weeks, because that way I'll actually have a decent time scale to do this by instead of keep forgetting every now and then. So that's news. More news. Petrol Bastard played their last ever gig last month. So as a tribute, here's a Petrol Bastard song. Kinda Live. It's Shoot the Dog, Kinda Live, at the Parish in Huddersfield from Halloween 2014. As previously stated, that was Petrol Bastard Kinda Live with Shoot the Dog at the Parish in Huddersfield over Halloween 2014. And if you want to go check them out, you can still check them out. You can't see them live anymore, but all their music is still online, so you can check it out. And links to that will be on facebook.com/Petrol Bastard. A link, of course, will be in the description below. Let's talk gaming, and I finally did buy FIFA 18 a few weeks back now, but it was after the last edition. And, you know, it was out for like 2 weeks before the last edition, so I finally got it, and I finally got to enjoy the Ultimate Team squad battles that I'd been told so much about. I was told it would be right up my street, and it is. You basically take your Ultimate Team and play other people's Ultimate Team squads. That's fireworks, by the way. It's bonfire now over here. And as I was saying, squad battles, you take your Ultimate Team and beat other people's Ultimate Teams, earn points and win prizes, and it's fun as hell. But I can't play all the matches that they give me, therefore I can only get normally Silver 1, and I'm hoping for Gold 3 at some point soon. But, you know, there's other things on there too. Career mode's been revamped. You can talk to players as you negotiate, and then, you know, they reject you to your face. And yeah, and Foot Champions is now leading you to the FIFA E World Cup instead of the FIFA Interactive World Cup, which is cool. It's a better name, I suppose, and that'll all hopefully be live on the Champions channel, which they've added to it as well, where you can watch all the weekend league matches, because you can't play in them because you're shit like me. And there's some pretty decent games on there, and you can watch all the Champions. Nice, isn't it? As it was my birthday last month, I was also able to purchase a couple of other games. Firstly, Cuphead, which is rock fucking hard, as expected. As I said on the last edition, it is very fucking difficult. That first level alone took me about 40 attempts, but I did it, and I've cleared the first world, which is a good start. Also, I bought WWE 2K18, which is available now finally, and it's like a bigger and better version of 2K17. More wrestlers, more match types. You can create match types now, although there's not too much variety, but it'll do. And they've also revamped the My Career with a third person perspective and you can walk around the arenas. It is very slow though, the movement of the person, and yeah, and there's a lot of loading screens involved. It's like loading screen simulator at times. But other than that, it's a lot more interesting than the last story mode. You actually do something every week instead of just playing a random match. You have a story most weeks, which is good. The Drunk Redhead World Cup on FIFA 17 is almost finished. Yes, I am still playing it, and I've still got FIFA 17 installed just so I can finish this damn tournament. And we're at the semi-final stage on both, so hopefully I can delete it soon. Denmark versus France, and the Netherlands versus Italy in the men's competition, while USA v Sweden, and Canada versus France in the women's competition. It's all so exciting, kinda. In my eyes it is, but that's just because I've been doing this tournament for so long. I just want to see someone finally win it. And you can find out who wins it just by watching this YouTube channel and following on, and you'll find out soon because they're posted every day or every other day at this stage of the competition. So let's get off gaming by giving you 5 great things that I've done on the Xbox this week to round it all off. And it's from 2K18, WWE 2K18. Just like last year, where I did 5 great CAWs that are a bit weird from the community creations bit. Here's another 5, this time from 2K18, and they are weird.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring The following contest is scheduled for one fall. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring. The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Wrestle Thoughts, and yeah, if you want some up-to-date Wrestle Thoughts, head over to the Drunk Redhead Facebook page, because I try and give them every week with Raw, SmackDown and each pay-per-view that happens. But cheap plug aside, there's been 2 pay-per-views since the last edition of Drunk Redhead Kinda Live, and both of them were pretty damn good, starting with Hell in a Cell. The 2 Hell in a Cell matches on the show were awesome. Firstly, New Day v Usos, but we knew that was going to be awesome, and it definitely delivered. And then Kevin Owens against Shane McMahon. Sami Zayn turned heel, what the hell, for the first time in his career. And Kevin Owens won because of it. And Shane McMahon did his usual dive off the cell and missing and hitting, going through the table. It was all quite the spectacle. And if you remember last time out, I said in my prediction that AJ Styles would lose the US title to Baron Corbin. In fact, I even predicted the match before it got announced, because I said that Baron Corbin would pin Ty Dillinger in a triple threat match for it, and it then on the night got announced as a triple threat match, and Tyler Dillinger got involved, and Baron Corbin got the pin, and I was right. The streak continues. Yes. A couple of weeks after that, we had TLC from the Raw brand, and that was also pretty damn good. There were a couple of replacements on the show that were announced a couple of days before, because Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns apparently both had meningitis, which was a bit mental. But their replacements were definitely adequate, with AJ Styles replacing Bray Wyatt against Finn Balor, and we got a bit of a dream match. It was awesome. And Kurt Angle replacing Roman Reigns in the Shield as they did the 3-on-5, and that was also a pretty epic match, with it going like forever, but it was cool because it was a good forever. And in that match, Kane threw Braun Strowman into a garbage truck, and which led to one of my favourite bits of wrestling this year, where on Raw this week, Braun Strowman came back in a garbage truck like the Terminator and destroyed everyone. It was awesome, and I recommend you go on the network in 3 weeks' time when it gets added and you go watch it. Well, I hope you haven't had enough pay-per-view action for the year, WWE fans, because there's another one coming soon, Survivor Series, and if it's anything like last year, it's gonna be epic, with last year's Raw vs SmackDown 5-on-5 Survivor Series match going like about 55 minutes, and was awesome. I've used that word far too much today, but it's been a good month for WWE in my eyes anyway. The card for this one has another Raw vs SmackDown 5-on-5 match, and this one's going to have Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura in it, which means it's probably going to be very good, and it looks like it could have AJ Styles in as well, plus Braun Strowman and Kurt Angle. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Plus on the card you've also got a bunch of other champion versus champion matches. Now, I'm not looking forward to these ones as much, except for Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal, which I'm sure will be hilarious. My particular prediction for this one will be a Raw Survivor Series 5-on-5 win. They will beat SmackDown, I think. Anyway, backyard wrestling. It happened years ago. How about I show you some? Here is from Addiction 7 back in early 2005. It is Donny D against Jay Cervantes.
I can see when my work here is done. Yeah, my ears are peeled off like a bad piece of food in the bowl. At the Prime Members Gentlemen's Club, I'll make you whole. Yeah, swears and swears and crawl as a beggar to bleed. Yeah, baby, eat meat if your master can fall at my feet. And at the Prime Members Gentlemen's Club, I hold a seat. Let's keep it short and sweet.
If you were wondering why Jay Cervantes just fell over at the end there before we got hit with the finisher, I believe we were running a storyline at the time where he got hit in the head too many times, kind of like Perry Saturn in 2001 when he pissed off the Acolytes. I think. Can't remember too much. It was years ago. Anyway, if you like the music in the background, you can check out the band. It was Sweet Johnny with Private Members Gentlemen's Club, taken from their EP Spanish Fly, released I believe it was earlier this year, and you should already know about it because I recommended it to you on this very show ages ago. So you probably already have it, but if you don't already have it, you can go check out the links on facebook.com/Sweet Johnny. That's 3 E's, Sweet Johnny. The links, of course, will be in the description below. To carry on something we were saying on the last edition of Drunk Redhead World Cup about football, World Cup qualifiers 2018, well, let's have a look at some of the teams that qualified that, probably were expecting, and some that we weren't. England qualified, obviously. Germany, obviously. Spain, obviously. France, obviously. They've all qualified. They're all on their way to Russia, as are Argentina, who squeezed through on that last day, and Egypt for the first time since 1990. That's a pretty big one. A last gasp winner from Mo Salah, if I remember rightly. One team that won't be taking their place in Russia next year is, for the first time since 1986, the United States of America, who lost against Trinidad and Tobago on their last match day, which let Panama slip into that final space, which means Panama have qualified for the World Cup for the first time ever, along with Iceland, who have also qualified for the first time. So congratulations to those teams, and congratulations to all the other teams. I'm sure you give a shit about my congratulations. Also happened since the last edition of this that I did, we've had 2 more match days in the Champions League, and 2 more times Liverpool have proven that I've predicted correctly what they're going to do in the Champions League this season. Because you see, the first 2 match days, I said we'd draw at home against Sevilla. I said we'd draw away at Spartak Moscow. And I also said that we'd beat Maribor twice, and we did that 7-0 and 3-0. So if I'm to carry on with this prediction, we've got to lose to Sevilla next time out, which I'll be happy if we don't. But, you know, if we do, I did tell you. And also, we'll beat Spartak on the last match day and go through. So, will that happen? I don't know. But other things have happened too, such as Tottenham Hotspur beating Real Madrid. At Wembley as well. So they've beaten that Wembley hoodoo. They smashed us 4-1 earlier in the month as well. So I think they're starting to warm to Wembley. Also in the Champions League, Chelsea. They drew with Roma 3-3 on the 3rd match day and then lost to them, which means Chelsea are the first English side to lose in the Champions League this season. We may join them next time, but yeah, Chelsea did it first, not Liverpool. One final thing with football before I move on. The FA Cup first round happened this weekend, and if you've been watching this show for a while, you know I love the FA Cup, especially the first round where all the non-league teams get to mingle with the league teams, maybe cause an upset or two, and we did get a few upsets, a couple of giant killings, Boreham Wood knocking out Blackpool, and Maidstone United winning away at Cheltenham Town, and Oxford City knocking out Colchester United at Colchester United. Those are 3 non-league teams knocking out league teams. And Oxford City now flying the flag for Oxford, because the league team from Oxford United, were knocked out on Friday night. So go Oxford City, go all the other teams. My own personal favourites in the round were Bromley, who used to be a local team of mine. They unfortunately didn't make it through. They lost 4-0 to Rochdale, but they made it to the first round again, and that's good for me. We've come to that point in the video where I like to recommend to you some music that you may not have heard before, that you may love, although a lot of the times it's just bands checking out why they've been mentioned in a video, so you probably have heard it because it's your song. If that's the case, I love your music. But if it's not and you've never heard this, then let me recommend to you Triple A Side by One Day Elliott, and let me just grab my hashtag #FuckTonNotes and put it over by the screen so it looks like I'm not reading, but I am really. Kent's One Day Elliott's awesome Triple A Side release called Triple A Side was unleashed a year ago, but it shows a band that has travelled down a long road from DIY punk all those years ago to now possibly melodic rock pop legends. It is an awesome release, and my personal favourite track is the politically fueled 100 Voices, which is just bloody catchy for a start. It was stuck in my head for a good 2 weeks. It probably still is, because I've got it on my phone and I'm listening to it quite a lot. So, appreciate that, Mr. Bands. And if you want to go check it out and agree with me, because you will, you can go to their Facebook page, facebook.com/OneDayElliott, and click the links to find out where you can buy it, because there's a lot of places you can buy it. So go do so. It's a good idea. And a link will be in the description below. And that'll do for another edition of Drunk Redhead Kinda Live. If you are getting withdrawals, don't worry, we will be back in a month or so. Hopefully in a month, when I remember to do it next. But if you are having withdrawals, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Drunk Redhead. If you want to give us a bit of cash, help support the cause, you can by going to patreon.com/Drunk Redhead. And if you do that, you can gain access to some additional videos, classic football matches done in the same style as the World Cup qualifying videos if you watch them, which is nice. Also nice is some t-shirts that are available you can get from drunkredhead.dizzyjam.com. They're averagely priced and they're very good quality. They might even be good t-shirts. You can be the judge though. Head over to them and find out. I'm going to leave you with some music, and because it was my birthday last month, I'm going to use it as an excuse to play one of my own songs. This is LXCO, which was the title of my solo project, with the inspiring ballad of Hodor, Kinda Live, at Bar 42 in Worthing in July 2013. And if you want to check out my solo stuff, you can at facebook.com/LXCO. Also, a link will be in the description below, along with all the other bands that have been featured, as well as maybe some other handy links. But until next time, bye bye.
And this is my uplifting tale about him. And it's written in his eyes, using his words. I hope it brings as much joy to you as it did to him. Hold on! 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 Hold on Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Join in if you know the words. Hold on. 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 Yeah, orange sound, motherfucker. Hold on. 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 Hold on Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on! Hold on! Hold on! Hold on! And that, my friends, if you're my friends, please be my friends, was the uplifting ballad of Hodor, or inspiring ballad of Hodor if you actually know the title of it.